Commander Zara Thorne pressed her palm against the obsidian viewing portal of research station Kepler 442b, watching the crimson sun cast long shadows across the barren landscape below. 3 months into her xenobiology expedition, she had catalogued 17 new species, mapped 3 ecosystems, and published preliminary findings on what appeared to be the galaxy's most efficient apex predator. What she hadn't expected was to be standing face to face with one. The creature before her measured 12 feet in length, its serpentine body rippling with bioluminescent patterns that shifted from deep purple to electric blue. 6 limbs ended in razor-sharp talons capable of cutting through titanium hull plating, while rows of crystalline teeth gleamed like deadly jewels in its elongated skull. The Zarathi, as the local colonists had named it, possessed reflexes faster than human perception and intelligence that surpassed most sentient species. Yet it simply watched her through the reinforced barrier, making no attempt to break through despite having demolished 3 previous research outposts with effortless precision. Day 93 of the Kepler expedition, Zara spoke into her recorder, never taking her eyes off the magnificent predator. Subject X7 has maintained observation position for 6 hours without aggressive behavior. This contradicts all previous encounter reports. The Zarathi tilted its head, and Zara could swear she saw something resembling curiosity in those multifaceted eyes. Behind her, Dr. Marcus Webb shuffled nervously through his data tablets. "Commander, the colonist testimonies are consistent," Webb said, his voice tight with anxiety. "These things have killed over 200 humans in the past year alone. They hunt in packs, they're impossibly fast, and they never leave survivors. Except..." He trailed off, staring at his notes. "Except what, Doctor?" "Except when they do." Webb pulled up a holographic display showing attack patterns across the sector. "Look at this data more carefully. Every attack has been on mining operations, terraforming stations, or military outposts. But civilian settlements? Research facilities like ours? 0 casualties." Zara frowned, studying the display. "You're suggesting they're selective?" The Zarathi's bioluminescent pattern shifted to a warm golden hue, and it performed what could only be described as a bow, lowering its massive head while maintaining eye contact. The gesture was unmistakably intelligent, unmistakably communicative. Webb dropped his tablet. "Commander, I don't think we're dealing with a simple predator." Over the following days, Zara established a routine. Each morning, she would sit by the viewing portal with her breakfast, and the Zarathi would arrive shortly after sunrise. It never approached aggressively, never tested the barriers. Instead, it seemed to study her as intently as she studied it. On day 7 of their strange détente, Zara made a breakthrough. She had been reviewing combat footage from a mining station attack when she noticed something peculiar. The Zarathi moved with surgical precision, targeting specific equipment and personnel while carefully avoiding others. They destroyed the heavy mining lasers that had been boring into the planet's crust, eliminated the security forces, but left the medical staff and administrative personnel completely unharmed. "It's not random killing," she murmured, pieces clicking into place. "They're protecting something." That evening, as the binary sunset painted the sky in shades of amber and violet, Zara sat by the portal with a new understanding. The Zarathi arrived as usual, but this time Zara had brought something different, a holographic display showing seismic data from the mining operations. The creature's reaction was immediate and profound. Its bioluminescence flared bright white, and it pressed against the barrier, not aggressively but urgently. Through the reinforced material, Zara could hear a low, melodic humming that seemed to resonate through the station's structure. Webb burst into the observation deck. "Commander, you need to see this. The seismic sensors are picking up response patterns from underground. That humming, it's not just the one outside. There are dozens of them, maybe hundreds, and they're deep beneath the planet's surface." Zara's breath caught. "They're not the apex predators of this world. They're its guardians." The revelation transformed everything. The Zarathi weren't monsters, they were protectors of an ancient ecosystem that existed in the planet's vast underground cavern networks. The mining operations had been unknowingly threatening nurseries, spawning grounds, and entire subterranean cities populated by beings whose existence predated human civilization by millions of years. The attacks on military and industrial targets weren't random acts of aggression, they were precise defensive strikes against threats to their protected charges. Research stations and civilian settlements posed no danger to the underground realm, so they were left alone. The Zarathi had been trying to communicate this distinction all along, but humanity had misinterpreted their actions as simple predation. Standing before the viewing portal, Zara placed her hand flat against the barrier. The Zarathi mirrored the gesture with one of its taloned appendages, and for a moment, two apex species from different worlds achieved perfect understanding. Dr. Webb, Zara said quietly, prepare a full report for Colonial Command. Recommend immediate cessation of all deep-core mining operations. An establishment of protected sanctuary zones. She paused, watching the alien guardian's bioluminescent pattern shift to what she now recognized as gratitude. And draft a formal first contact protocol. I think it's time we properly introduced ourselves. The Zarathi's humming grew louder, joined by distant harmonies from its kin deep below. It wasn't the sound of the galaxy's most feared predator, it was the song of parents protecting their children, of guardians maintaining the balance of a world humans had barely begun to understand. As night fell over Kepler 442b, Zara realized that the most dangerous predator in the galaxy wasn't the creature outside her window. It was the one that assumed every unknown species was either a resource to exploit or a threat to eliminate. The Zarathi had refused to hunt humans not out of fear or weakness, but from a wisdom that came from millions of years of protecting rather than destroying. The greatest predators, Zara thought as she watched her unlikely companion settle into its nightly vigil, were often those who chose not to hunt at all. In the depths below, ancient songs echoed through crystal caverns, and two species began the slow dance of learning to coexist among the stars.